Ladies and gents, welcome back. Welcome back. It's been another week. It has. Has it ever? Wow, this week went by pretty quickly. And boy, was there a lot going on this past week. How is everyone doing? If you're just tuning in now, is this your first time? This is the live stream. And if you're tuning in immediately, like right now, you're in the chat. And hey, say hey to everybody else that's in the chat with you. And if you're tuning in on another day, this is the long form content. Typically, the way I do my content is I make videos early in the morning before I go to work. I work as an auto mechanic. That is my job. That is my full-time job. YouTube has now become my part-time job. The thing I do on the side, my side gig. And yeah, so I wake up early in the morning, and I put together stories from all of the news aggregate that's out there in the ether. And I pull stories together and I put them together in a digestible fashion for everybody to consume them. And then on the weekends, or on the Friday, the last day of the week, I get together with everybody in the community and we have a live stream and we hang out and we talk about things that I covered during the week, maybe more in depth. And I talk about things that I hadn't covered because I hadn't had time to do it because I only got so much time in a morning before I go to work to my real job. And it's funny because some months there's better ratings on this channel than there are in CBC, and I'm not getting a check for $1.4 billion this year. I'll tell you that, ladies and gents. But hey, this is what meritocracy looks like, even though they're trying to destroy it as we know it with Bill C-11, which I talked about earlier this week. And we're getting a lot of people talking about Bill C-11. And it's kind of on both sides of the aisle here, ladies and gents. It's one of those things where it's going to affect everybody in Canada. Just picture the crappiest of crappy Canadian television and do that to your favorite internet content. I mean, we all fled to the internet because cable TV and whatever was on the airwaves was terrible. And here we are. We're in a situation where so many people have come to the internet that now the big players want to come in and mess that all up for all of us. Free, fair, and open is what the internet was all about, and that's what made it great. And they're just going to ruin it. Actually, what people are going to do is get the C-18 is an extension of C-11. Well, I mean, I was saying if Bill C-10 failed, and then Bill C-11 became the new one, and then if that fails, it's going to be Bill C-12 and 13 until we have an amendment to our Constitution, I guess, and unless we have some permanent infrastructure that saves us from the government just keep coming like a zombie at our freedoms and the things that get Starlink and a VPN. That's honestly what I'm thinking about doing. Honestly, get Starlink and a VPN and link out to the States. If I do, I'll probably link out to Japan because that's my other home base. And we actually have a physical address there. So Ayn Rand was right about the FCC. Absolutely. I like Ayn Rand. Ayn Rand, I'm a big fan. But it reminds me of that Sloan song, Coax Me. In the song, he had a lyric, Chris Murphy says, it's not the band I hate, it's the fans. And I find objectivists, even though people with the objectivism following can be kind of wacky. It's a thing. Randians, as they call them. But yeah, Ayn Rand, great writer, great philosopher, kind of kooky fan base, in my opinion. But that's my opinion. You can have yours. Express yourself. Leave it in the comments. That's what they're there for. But hey, I was just, rambling a little bit to let everybody get notified and get in here. I put out notifications on the Discord. If you're not part of the Discord, the link is in the description down below. Check that out. And the Discord link is there. It'll give you an invite if you don't already have the app. It'll give you an option to get the app. You don't have to have the app. You can use it web-based, but I prefer using the app personally. But yeah, to each their own. Get in that Discord. Lots of cool people. lots of cool people hanging out, lots of things being shared, lots of information. A lot of people share news with me there. It's hard on some of the other platforms. A lot of people sending me emails every single day. And thank you guys for trying to contact me, but holy, it gets hectic, and inbox gets flooded. But hey, glad to see everybody here and everybody joining the community. You guys are the greatest. And well, I think proof is in the pudding, because well, I recommended that book last week. We talked about this last week in the live stream, but recommended that book, the new book. Where's my copy? My daughter took it and she was reading it because she loves it. Yeah, How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom by Derek Smith and Kaide Knight. Again, not a paid advert. I think this is fantastic, and I think everybody should have a copy. So people got out there and made it the Amazon bestseller, and an article was actually written about it, and they put a hyperlink to my review and gave me credit for kicking the campaign off, I guess. And that was the National Post, and that was a moment of pride for me. So that was great. That was great. Again, all kinds of comments. Howdy Clyde, Monkey Beebs. Yep, got mine. Awesome. I'm glad so many people are getting this. It's fun to read, LOL. Yes, it absolutely is. I got multiples of the chat going on here all over the place. I brought the chat down here so I could be doing my shtick down here instead of looking way over here. I sent out a tweet with a picture of what it is that I'm looking at when we go live, and I'll just show you here possibly. So when we're live streaming, this is my view. This is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at you guys, and this is the live view from the from the station. So you wonder why I'm like looking all over the place. Well, that'll be why, because I got screens here, and here, and they're all over the place. It's all over the map. So that's why I'm rubbernecking the whole live stream and in every video essentially. That's a fact. And if you look up here, Chrome tabs for centuries. Chrome tabs forever. I have a lot of RAM in my computer just to keep this up. Because, lots of tabs. Tons and tabs. But I just got gifted 10 memberships for Max Power. Max Power, thank you so much. Max Power, if you didn't know, is actually Derek Smith, the writer of this fantastic book. And he's showing a little bit of love back to the community, because you guys are the greatest, honestly. You guys are the greatest. You guys made this happen. And it's just fantastic. It's great to see. So, hey, thanks for the gifted memberships. And of course, anyone who wants to support the channel, that's the way to do it. I've had people telling me you should do this, you should do that, but one way you can do it is get a membership, or during the live streams. Any support helps, and we're just gonna keep doing things the way we're doing things. Someone suggested I get a Patreon, but I know that Patreon is one of those companies, a bit like go refund me, in the sense that they have an ideological bent. And if I was on that platform at some point, I know I get the chopping block, and it would be at the dismay of everybody who signs up for it. So I'm not going to convince people to go over there in the first place for that reason. I might do something like a subscribe star or something like that. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it that much, to be honest. You guys have been amazing with just, watching and sharing the video. So that in itself is fantastic. So why don't we get into some of this fun stuff that's been happening on the intrawebs this week, or even just in the last 24 hours, because this is funny stuff. Oh, and by the way, after the stream, I'm going to be hanging out in the Discord. I'm going to have some wobbly pops with everybody. So if you're into hanging out after, come on, hang out, and then we can all have a chat. If you want to express yourself, voice your opinion, talk with the community, not just me, but other people that you'll likely be chatting with right now in the chat. Come on down and hang out. We'll be doing that after the live stream. But hey, let's get into some of this stuff. Shauna Myers putting this out here. I'm I'm sure it has nothing to do with, well, you know what. First, his wife, and now him. Wake up, people. Justin, the Bieber fever is going around right now. Apparently, this strapping young lad who thought it was a great idea to get neck tattoos. Whatever, I guess if you never really have to hold a real job, that's a thing that you can do. But Justin Bieber says he canceled Toronto shows after pretty serious facial paralysis. Canadian singer says he has trouble smiling, blinking due to Ramsay Hunt syndrome. As we know, his significant other was injured by I don't know, some sort of medication that was, you know, enforced upon that individual. anyway, that may be the real story, but well, the question is, do you think that the CBC is gonna bat an eyelash at that? Oh, come on, hey, I had to. I heard on Raging Dissident's stream, somebody made the joke that he was doing his best Jean Chrétien impression. That one had me in stitches. But hey, there we are. Chippy's ATV, thanks so much for the super chat. Suggest the book, folks, but little token of appreciation from everyone. Nice. Thank you so much, my man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But I just wanted to get through some of these. These are just like tabs I just had open. So we covered this during the week. This was Canada's airports call for a removal of vaccine requirements for all passengers and aviation employees. This has got my hopes up. And we'll get into some other stories about where this may be going and the implications about it. Bell's palsy, that's another one I was hearing about. That's absolutely right, Joel. So that's that has to do with like an infection on a nerve or something in your face. But I'm not sure what could be Stabby McJabby. I think that's what I should call it from now on. We're making nicknames for everything. We got Trudy McJuggers, Jimmy McJugger Nuggets. That was the one that killed me last week, and it's been taken off. I did actually come back and confirm that. Jagmeet Singh, his full name is Jagmeet Singh Jimmy Dalwali, and yeah, so it is actually Jimmy McJugger Nuggets. Got it. It's there, and we're loving that. So hey, this is great news, and it's going in the right direction, because now we went from the CEO of WestJet speaking out. I mean, obviously truckers speaking out first, and we all know how that went. But then, yeah, here we have the CEO of WestJet speaking out, the man with the fancy name. Then we had the tourism industry spokespeople getting together, and all the industry leaders getting together to hold a press conference to speak out against federal mandates. Now we have aviation community has been supportive partner of the federal government in facilitating the vaccine mandate for travel since 2021 in October. However, today all Canadian provinces have removed vaccine restrictions. So there is now a different standard for aviation employees and transportation than other Canadians. Aviation is global. In order to support this industry's economic recovery and compete globally, Canada must align with the international community and join the list of over 50 countries, and I bet you it's more than that now, because this has been almost a week, that have already removed vaccine mandates and COVID protocols for travel. That's where we're at. So there's been more people speaking out, and that's gonna come up a little bit later in the stream. So get ready for that. I'm looking forward to talking about that. Yeah, just going through some of these tweets here. So this is probably my most successful tweet ever. I saw that SERB was trending, and every time SERB's trending, I jump in there and just say something about it. For those that don't know, I can't remember the exact acronym. It was COVID Emergency Relief Benefit, I believe. That was like what it was called. So anybody who Chippy. Oh no, I missed the joke. What's Chippy? I want to know this. You guys got to fill me in. But SERB CERB was around for people who needed a little extra cash when the government said don't go to your job. Right? I don't know. Maybe it's a little bit necessary for some people when they're told not to work. So people are told not to work, so they had this emergency relief benefit, and now people are being asked to give it back. Give it back. So every time it trends, because for the most part, it's people on social media griping about having to pay it back, or it's people who are trying to foster this support rally cry for UBI, universal basic income. That's a thing, and we've gone over that in the channel before, and we have to go over it again because people haven't heard the message before. I'll go over it again. I'm really happy to do that stuff. I bore people with my economics. I love economics, and I could talk about it all night long. But yeah, I don't want to bore everybody out of their skulls. You're here on a Friday evening for a little bit of entertainment. But anyway, CERB is trending again. Just a reminder that our government gave the Billionaire Club, the World Economic Forum, $3 million in 2021, and now wants your CERB money back. And yeah, that got a lot of a response. A lot of people. Do you have to pay back your CERB? Here's a way to find out. Anyway, I could just fill you in on what happened in the comments. There's a lot of people saying either oh, it was only people who weren't couldn't claim it and they were lying. Those are the only people that are being told to call it back, to pay it back. Well, it turns out that's not the case. There's a lot of people that were eligible, or there was a lot of people who were actually kicked off of unemployment for whatever reason, or not even like recommended, like, oh, you don't use unemployment, you use this, but actually just like reverted into that instead of like their unemployment that they were currently on. So there was a lot of reasons why people were on CERB and not on other things, and those people are being told to pay back now. In fact, I know personally of a story, and I'm not going to divulge people's information, but I know personally of a story where someone was collected it because they actually were eligible for it, but only collected $1,500 worth of it. It was up to $2,000, but they were only eligible for that, and they knew that they were only eligible for that amount, so they only collected that amount. And then from there, were given the notice to pay it back, but they were given a notice to pay back the full $2,000 as if they collected all of it. Not only that, but they were given a notice in the middle, or at the beginning of June, and they said that it said that if you want to contest this, the deadline was the middle of May, and it was like, no, this is just terrible. So it was a terrible rollout to a terrible program. Should have just let people go to work, because it turns out wasn't such a big deal. Hey, I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. I worked through the whole shebang, and yeah, no, didn't have an issue. Didn't have to collect anything. But that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Oh, I'm trying to catch up on the chat. I get yakking, and I lose where I was in the chat. If you're a taxpayer and you look and you took the money, it was just getting your money back. I tell everyone that I know that same thing. If you're eligible for something, get it. And that's the thing. So this is the thing that makes me laugh the most. People on the left, they're always pushing for more taxes, but they're always the ones that are looking for the loopholes to get out of them. But then they're always the first ones to criticize people when they disagree politically, or people who don't want taxes. They'll be like, well, you didn't pay your taxes anyway, use the loophole. And it's like, well, or you used some tax benefit. You're one to talk. You didn't pay your fair share. And it's like, well, that's the only way to keep a living when they tax almost all of your money away, is to beg for a little bit back. Can I, please, sir, can I have some more porridge? You know, more, please, sir, can I have some more? But yeah, that's that's where we are. Anyway, moving on. One of the stories that I covered this week Whether you agree with them or not, the comments in this thread are worth the read. So many liberals taking L's. The consequence of ostracizing the working class kind of deserve it, in my opinion. So here we are. We'll just go right to the original. Why don't I just dive right into the story? Because I was going to talk about this earlier. Because no, that's not that one. This one. I'm going to bring that back. But here we go. So if you guys missed the video this week, I did a video about this guy. He's what was his name on it's the best damn roofer. And what a funny dude. What a funny dude. But he put this TikTok video out and got a lot of panties in the twists, because we know there's a lot of dudes on that side that wear panties. But JB, whether he was wearing panties or not, definitely got something in a twist. Anyway, here's a video of Josh, owner of Big Roofing in Niagara, saying he's charging people 25% more. They're liberal. What a troll. It's hilarious. He determines if they are liberal by if they drive a BMW. He's also a huge Freedom Convoy supporter. Be aware, Niagara, look out. They're coming for you. But here we go. Let's just hear what he has to say.
And just another really expensive roof. Liberals drive on a BMW, so I charge another 15 grand. And yeah, that's what you get for being liberal. I don't care if they watch this video either way, because there's no one else to roof, because your liberal government made everybody lazy by giving them fucking CERBs, and nobody wants to work. So I can treat people like shit, act like a fucking asshole, and they still got to pay me for their expensive shit, whether they like it or not. And they got to pay 25% more because they're liberal. So welcome to the real world.
Welcome to the real world, indeed. So I love the joke. The joke's hilarious because he's basically just saying, yeah, I'm charging these people more money because they're liberals, 25% more. And then, so, I mean, obviously it's a joke. I mean, if he wants to charge people more or whatever, that's his prerogative. But the reality of the situation is there are not enough journeymen out there. There are not enough tradespeople out there to fill these jobs because, well, let's see if I can find the tweet that I put out, because, oh yeah, there we go. While the left was getting their gender studies degrees, the rest of us were learning how to build, repair, and maintain the infrastructure that holds our society together. We hold the real power. Never let them forget that. And I think that's a really important thing, a message to just throw out there into the ether, because get with it, folks. Skills are what you're going to need moving forward. If you don't have any skills at this point, go get them. Go get them, because you're going to need them in the future that's coming up pretty soon. And I mean, we even hear like those in the top echelon that nickname themselves elites. They call it they say we need a UBI because people are going to be out of work because they're going to be replaced by robots and whatnot. And don't be mistaken. It's the whole essential, non-essential thing was a test run to see if people would accept the fact that they were being called essential or non-essential. First thing I thought was that's just absolutely offensive to call somebody like non-essential in society. By the way, Jelly Duck, thank you so much for the 2 months. Well, welcome to the real world. Yeah, 2 months. Nice. Thank you so much. And Chippy's ATV, welcome. You did something. Thank you for becoming a member. Amazing. But yeah, so the thing is, it's so offensive to call people essential, non-essential. And I found that I've started using it as an insult to people who like people, crazy lefties on Twitter and stuff on the internet. I'll just call them non-essentials because I know full well that I was labeled essential. I mean, a tradesman, you know, like what are you going to do without tradesmen in a shortage of tradesmen? But I keep putting it out there. Yeah, non-essentials, useless eater. That's exactly what they're trying to get people used to the idea of. And it's not like it's a new argument because when the Industrial Revolution happened, because they're talking about this new Industrial Revolution, the fourth Industrial Revolution. But It's not like it's a new concept. When the Industrial Revolution happened, it was disruptive. And yeah, a lot of people had nothing to do for a minute until they were like, oh my God, I'm hungry. I need to get out in the market and make something that people want. And that's what fostered new industry. And we've all benefited from it. The idea of removing the concept of property ownership, I think that's a big no. I don't think we're going to get into that so much at the moment right now, but that's the thing that they're pushing for. But the useless eaters thing is where they're getting people used to that essential and non-essential people in society. And it's funny because most of the people that they're labeling as the horrible people in society right now, most of them happen to be the essentials. Funny how it works out that way. Am I right? But yeah, if you don't have skills at this particular moment, go out and get them, because skills are going to get you somewhere in life, and they will always need people with skills, even if they're just like, marginal skills, but like just get some skills. But become uncancelable is the theme, right? Become uncancelable, get a trade. If you have a trade, nobody can cancel you. Nobody can say, I don't like what that guy said on the internet. I'm calling his boss and getting him fired. Because you call somebody's boss and they're a tradesman and it took them forever to get you and find you as a tradesman, and they call up and they're like, I didn't like that guy. He said something bad on the internet. And like, what are you, the boss is going to come over and laugh and be like, hey, some idiot called and said I should get rid of you, my most valuable employee. Get out of town. Like, that's just not how it works. That's not how it works in the trade. So become uncancelable. Get a trade, folks. Just Sophie looked so mad to be there. I missed the joke again. Useless eaters will eat the bugs. That's it. They want you to eat the bugs. Subscribe Star instead of Patreon. I'll look into that, small town Canadian gal. I like that handle, by the way. I like your screen name. But I will definitely look into that, because enough people have been bugging me about it. So we should get to that. Because if you guys want to support me, hey, I'll give you the avenue to do it. But anyway, let's get back to talking about the guy that they all wanted to make famous. Hey, let's make this guy famous. That's what I kept hearing. Wow, hide your tools. The roofer's here. What? Oh my goodness. Love it. But there was lots. Welcome to your lawsuit, buddy. You can't sue the guy for it. He sets the price. Get another contractor. That's the other thing too. If you're your own business, what are they gonna do? Go after you? and it's already famous in the industry of contracting. Is contractors go out of business all the time. If there's a lawsuit, you go after the contractor, and he's no longer under that 3-letter name. He's under another 3-letter name next week. That's usually how it works, honestly. But yeah, go for it. And it's a two-way street though, because there are a lot of contractors that get royally screwed over by the people that are they're doing the work for, and that's the hope. That's always the hope of these people that get a lot of contractors. They'll get contractors come in and do a job for them, and then they'll like wait and not pay them, knowing that the overhead of the job might actually bankrupt them or set them far back enough that they're out of business. And it's Mr. Freedom. That's what I kept seeing. I thought it was Freedom Guy, and I didn't want to say that because I was like, oh, did I get the name wrong? But yeah, it's Mr. Freedom. Anyway, yeah. So lots of salt flowing here in the comments. It's so good. And we think it's just politicians who are a-holes. Nope. Customers can be a-holes too, and we see a lot of that. I have bad news for him. Roughly 97% of BMW drivers are conservative. Show me the stat. Get out of town. Show me the stat for that. Liberals can't afford or don't blow money on 100K cars. Most liberal BMW what? Most liberal BMW drivers live in California. That is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Sorry. I think I lost a couple of brain cells reading that. He seems really clever. Anyway, so the original guy who posted it, I found his TikTok, and he did a little thing where he talks about it. I gotta make sure that I don't blast anybody's eardrums here. Give me a second here. I don't know what I don't know how to work TikTok. So, warning.
Out. Liberals drive on a BMW, so I charge another 15 grand.
What?
Yeah, that's what you get.
Re is what happened. He just had a moment. Just re. Oh, this guy's reaction is gonna be fun. I'm really looking forward to this.
For being liberal.
So let me get this straight. Apparently, only liberals drive BMWs. So that gives you justification to charge $15,000 more because they are liberal based off of the fact they drive a BMW.
Yeah, it's called satire, but this guy's not a liberal viewer. He's a literal viewer. Good luck.
Just because the steering wheel is on the left side of the vehicle doesn't mean their political leaning is left.
I don't care if they watch this video.
Was that supposed to make... Was that a joke? Was that a joke he was making? Because it stunk. Okay, sure. All right. Left side of the car, steering wheel, left leaning, whatever.
Either way, because there's no one else to roof, because your liberal government made everybody lazy by giving them fucking CERBs, and nobody wants to work, so I can treat people like shit, act like a fucking asshole.
You know,
oh, wait, I can't wait until he's going to defend CERB as if it was like the save all, do all, end all, and without CERB, we would have been... You know, as bad off as Africa. Wait, no, Africa did pretty well. We would be as bad off as somewhere bad.
CERB ended in 2020, right? Like, it's done. It's over. And it's being paid back by people who were uneligible to get it. And I'm sure you didn't take any government grants for your business when COVID hit. And
what did I tell you before? What did I tell you? The whataboutism. So it's always the... If you disagree with the government rolling out a program, then it's like, well, you probably had something from the government or from whatever. The government told you to shut your doors, so you took the money that they were giving out to every business for having to shut their doors.
And your business was affected, right? You probably didn't take any. That would be socialism, right? And CERB doesn't make people lazy. It was an economic program.
Ah, there you go, Bush Rider. Or he went to work. and wasn't afraid of the bug that you know, was pretty bad for elderly people and not strapping young lads that are slinging shingles on roofs.
To keep funds flowing during a pandemic when nobody could go to work because people were dying.
Look at this guy. He's so afraid. He's got his UV light on him 24 hours a day. When he's in his house, it's just UV. I got to sterilize everything. It needs to be sterile. I can't live in this environment where bugs can exist. any sort of thing can exist. I bet he has no gut flora because he just disinfects everything.
You watermelon.
And they're still going to pay me for their expensive shit, whether they like it or not. And they got to pay 25% more because they're liberal. So, welcome to the real world.
Dude, you're already getting roasted pretty bad on Twitter right now when I post.
Well, we were just going through the comments. We're kind of split, but he's not getting roasted. He's getting a lot of praise, honestly.
This today, your business reviews are tanking everywhere you can find.
Yelp! Yelp! Somebody! Yelp! Yelp. That's what Yelp is. Yelp is an extortion racket. If you didn't already know this. So Yelp is a thing where people will review your products. And it's amazing. If anyone who's a business owner understands Yelp is a complete racket. Because what they'll do is people will review on Google or whatever. They'll use the Yelp app or the Google app. Yelp got bought out by Google, I believe, and it's the same thing. It's the same extortion racket. But what they do is they'll say, hey, would you like to advertise on our website? And you're like, not really. And they're like, oh, okay, that sucks. Too bad you're only going to see the bad reviews on your thing. What? What'd you say? Nothing. Did you change your mind? Did you want to advertise with us? Oh, okay. Yeah, right. So what they'll do is if you don't advertise with it, i.e. pay the extortion money, they'll only show the bad reviews. And if you do pay the extortion money, then they'll show the good reviews. And it's completely an extortion racket. But these doughheads, this he looks like he's getting ready for his Twitch stream. He's got his UV lights on. And yeah, so they like to review brigade businesses and try to put them out of business. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. If you're a roofer, there's nobody out there that is going to put you out of business because there's not enough roofers out there. When you need a roofer, you are going to take whatever one you can get because most of them are booked way out. And good luck. Absolutely good luck because, you're not going to get your roof fixed when you want your roof fixed. You're going to get roof fixed when they got time for your ass. Pardon my French.
Find your business online is getting flooded with bad reviews. And I'm not saying go make bad reviews. There is a video.
Everyone's going to go over and do it. I'm not saying do it. Anyway, that is a cop out. Oh yeah. Thank you so much for the super chat. This guy is projecting of the highest order. Lols. Yeah, absolutely projecting. Because he probably writes for BuzzFeed or something like that. Got laid off on the last turn of layoffs because nobody wants to read woke crap anymore. And well, yeah, so he's got he's got a TikTok channel, and he's probably very thankful for that, SERB. Anyway,
that is unearthed thanks to Karima, who is a friend on Twitter, that I think the rest of you need to see. Now, trigger warning, there is some language here that is racially insensitive. Please.
I would suck your dry. Make your balls look like a fucking raisin bag. I mean, bigger?
That's Josh. He's the owner of Bigger Roofing in Niagara, here in Ontario in Canada.
Oh, you said Niagara, kind of weird. Oh, okay, so he found some seedy video from way back in the day where he was being way too racy or way too, what would you call it, edgy. He's trying to be edgy. Anyway, who cares?
Josh runs a business. He is hired by people in the Niagara region to do that job. Josh is also a strong Freedom Convoy supporter.
Oh, no, not that darn Freedom Convoy. Those people, how horrible of them to, I don't know, maybe want the Charter of Rights and Freedoms in the country to be upheld. They're out to lunch. That is just crazy. That is crazy that people would want the Charter of Rights and Freedoms in Canada to be respected and not under the auspices of an emergency that was actually never really declared and only at the recommendation of a seedy third-party organization called the World Health Organization that's known to have ties to seedy dictators around the world gave those recommendations. But you know what? I don't know. That's just Freedom Convoy people, right? Those dirty, unwashed. Better get out of that UV light to just disinfect it, right?
Videos of him on the internet talking about roofing women in bars. I'm not going to show that because I don't want to get to that point on this channel.
So the left don't know how edgy humor works, right? So a lot of times, and I'm sure that clip that he pulled out was a clip from a segment that was a joke. And they'll do that. They'll take jokes out of context, especially edgy humor, and put it out there as if it's a thing because they can't win on its merits. Now, is that really putting a damper in the best damn roofer's career on TikTok? Well, no, it's not. He's got 46,000 followers. A lot of people are really into what he does. They like his sense of humor. They like the stuff that he puts out. And yeah, some of it's kind of racy, like how not to eat a pickle. It's a little bit on the edgy side. So, yeah, you can take his stuff out of context and make him look like a total whatever you want him to look like. But that's the MO of these guys on the left. I'm sure if you were to dig through that guy, the disinfection, whatever his name, guy on Twitter, if you were to dig through his stuff, I'm sure you'd find some racy stuff as well. JB. But I'm not going to bother, because why? Anyway, moving on. Let's get to some other fun news on Twitter. So this is Viva Fry put this out, but for all of you smokers out there, there's new regulations. So I used to be one of them dirty smokers hanging out in the dirty smoke pit with the other dirty smokers. And that was the thing. Small town Canadian gal. Thanks for the tip. Really appreciate it. Vendetta. Thank you as well for the tip. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. But yeah, if you are one of the dirty smokers out there in the free world we know is Canada. I used to smoke. I quit it. I used the vape to get off it and then quit that. But that was a tough thing for me to do. But here, when I was still smoking, they had warnings all over the packs. Apparently, now they can't even show what brand it is. It's just like all warning. But now new regulations would put warnings on each cigarette, not just packaging in Canada. Like, what are they? They're possibly make them less, like, worse for your health by printing on the thing warnings. I don't know what these warnings are gonna look like, but it's just clown world anymore. Now, if you still, vaping will save your lungs, says Pete in the chat. Now, the British Heart and Lung Association did declare that vaping is 95% safer than smoking cigarettes. When you compare that to smoking cigarettes, which is absolutely horrendous for your health, it's still bad for your health. So let's just say that vaping is a great way to get off cigarettes, and I'm all about that. Get off of them things. I did it. It was hard. I smoked for a lot of years. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Get off it. Get off it. It's better that you get off it. But here's the thing. Canadian government, as much as they say they want you to get off these things, they don't want you off them. Because they keep raising the taxes. They just keep raising that sweet tax money. Sweet tax money. Because I don't know how much of the cigarettes are just in taxes. Like, I'm pretty sure almost the entire price of it is just all tax. And it's misinformation. But so the thing is the government back in the day, they could have made it illegal when they found out that the cigarette companies were lying and saying that nicotine was not addictive and cigarettes were not addictive. They were lying, and then when it came out that it was true, the government said, well, we could make it illegal, but they make so much dang money off of that. So how about we get a cut? We get a cut, and you guys can keep selling it. And that was the deal. That was a sweet deal for a long time. And, well, the deal, as people keep getting off of it, in a natural progression, they got to keep putting the price up because I'll tell you, I'll let you in on the secret. When they think that they're going to get money, they put that on the books as if they already had it. And they put that into the future, and they expect that money to come in for infinitely. Always. It'll always be coming into them as if it's something that's guaranteed. And you know what? They borrow based on that. They borrow based on what they project that they could get in as tax revenue to pay back those loans. So they're borrowing on the tax revenue from future smokers way into forever. So when people naturally quit, what do they got to do? They got to hike the prices. And the anti-cigarette lobby wants these stupid things like warnings and all that, and it just appeases them. But it's the main reason for the demonization of vaping in North America was the idea that We actually had a thing that would get people off of cigarettes. And I'll tell you what, it got me off of cigarettes, and anyone who's smoking, I recommend it. I absolutely recommend it for getting off. Oh yeah, the super chat saying, have free crack pipes, but label smokes as dangerous. No kidding. Well, that's a Joe Biden thing, so that's in the United States. But of course, they're making all illicit drugs in British Columbia legal, except of course maybe so you can have your heroin, you can have your fentanyl, you can have your methamphetamines, but heaven forbid you get caught with ivermectin, because holy cow, that is not allowed. That is not allowed. You cannot take that for any reason. That's horse medicine, ladies and gentlemen. It was developed for humans, but it's horse. Methadone. Yeah, I don't even think they're gonna. Do they even give out methadone anymore? It's just straight up whatever the druggies want. Anyway, moving on. Let's move on to the next story, because I got a bunch that I want to talk about tonight, and we only got so much time. We only got so much, and I only have so much voice, because at a certain point, I just lose this, and then I'm like, okay, gotta give it a rest and get out. But Trudeau still refuses to let go of COVID mandates for Canada, and this is that's Tokyo Rosie, great Twitter account, by the way. In Australia, in the Daily Mail, Australia's biggest COVID quarantine camp to close after housing thousands of returned citizens as the NT, I'm not sure what NT, declares the pandemic is over and scraps vaccine mandates and all rules. So Australia, which was, they're an upside down country, not a backwards one, but they definitely had some strict, horrible rules over COVID. And even Australia is backing off. So what are we doing, folks? Where are we here? And of course, we've got the two worst humans on the planet getting together, and well, let's just see what they had to say here.
Hey everyone.
Whoa, sorry.
I'm in California today with Governor Newsom. We're signing
Governor Nuisance and Trudy. Just horrible.
An agreement to make sure we continue the deep partnership we've had on fighting climate change, on protecting our environment, in creating good green jobs, and moving forward in ways that really matter to people. C'est un grand plaisir de pouvoir travailler si proche avec la Californie sur les enjeux qui sont importants pour les Canadiens. Governor Newsom, talk about this partnership.
Well, désolé, je ne parle français. But you don't have to speak the same language to understand that we're all in this together. Divorce is not an option. And so we're here.
I guess he learned that at his many trips to the French Laundry, if you understand what the reference is there. But anyway, it doesn't matter what these two fools had to say. They're doing a selfie video. Someone else said, caption this. I said, what was the caption I put? Here in my garage. Just bought this new Lamborghini. I think that's more fitting for the dialogue that's going on right there. But yeah, you got Governor Nuisance and Trudy, the Prime Minister that stole freedom. Amazing book, by the way. Get yourself a copy. But you got the two of them hanging out together on Justin Trudeau's trip to California. Now, it's amazing to see the two of them together because they're both the number one at one thing in their respective areas. They have both led the charge for emigration being people GTFOing, getting out. Gavin Nuisance is the governor with the highest count of people leaving California for Texas and Florida. Californians, of course, leaving California for Texas and Florida, and only to be beaten out by Justin Trudeau with a record number of Canadians leaving Canada for, you guessed it, Texas and Florida. So sending out a big signal there here in my garage. V Vendetta with a super chat. Thank you. Thanks again. Clyde, have you ever heard of a sci-fi TV series called Lex? If yes, what's your opinion of it? No, I haven't. Is Lex like Lex Luthor? Like, was that TV series about Lex Luthor, the bad guy? I'm seeing in the chat, Lex was awesome. Texas is a great country. Yeah, Texas. It's the funniest thing. Is like you meet Americans, and you'll meet Americans that are like, "Yeah, I'm American from this place," or "Yeah, I'm from this place. I'm from this place." You meet a Texan, he's not an American. He's a Texan first. That's really, really funny. Make America Florida. Make America Florida again. We need some. What would that be? MAFA hats. Lex is a ship. Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't know about that. Nice. No, I don't know about Lex. I suppose I'll look into it. I haven't had a lot of time recently for just indulging and watching stuff. I did watch the What is a Woman documentary from, what's his name? Walsh. Great movie. Recommend it. Definitely. I'd say up there for documentary of the year. I think I would put that out there, but that's that's my opinion there. But Lex, I'm gonna have to look into that one. I'm saying a lot of people. Matt Walsh, there we go. Why did I say Welsh? Did I say Welsh? I love grape juice. Welch's grapefruit juice. Matt Walsh, what a man. Absolutely. I gotta say, when watching that documentary, the thing that took me back the most, it was the fact that he held back. He held back from giving his opinion, and it seems like he was like, I'm going to do this the right way, and I'm going to ask people the questions, and I'm going to just let them answer the questions. Let them bury themselves, because I don't need to say anything except ask the question. And I think he really, really did a huge service to the message that he was trying to put out there. And I really, really honestly think he did a bang up job on that documentary. And like I said, it's up there, and it's got to be up there for best documentary of the year, for sure. Absolutely, for sure. But yeah, you got people still saying in the chat, Lex was great. It was surreal, and it had boobs. Oh, boobs, hey. I'm a fan. I could get into that. Or maybe I'll have to watch. Thanks, Matterforce. Not watching. Oh, okay. Nudity crap. Oh, what? Anyway, I'll look into it. Because I like sci-fi. Sci-fi is fun. But I haven't been doing much fiction these days just because of how things are. Bushrider, thank you so much, man. Clyde, be sure to check out Rebel News Report on Patrick Brown using Brampton City staff for his campaign. He actually runs away to a police station where cops harass Menzies. Thanks for the show. You know what? You're not the first person to recommend this. I haven't had a chance today to look at that, but a lot of people sent me the clip. Sorry for all those that sent me the clip that I haven't watched it yet. It was like 20 minutes long, so I was like, oh, I'll put this on. I'll watch it on Saturday. But yeah, I'll definitely look into that. Menzies, funny guy. He always gets the funny clips. Clyde had a great clip about it. Oh, did I? What? Anyway, Menzies is funny. I don't know why he does the hat thing. He's like some sleuth. I don't know what he's trying to do. I guess he doesn't want people to take him seriously, so he can like get under their skin or something. But that's his shtick. His shtick is that. Cindy, yes, watch it, Clyde. Okay, yeah, I'll watch it. I'm gonna look into that. I've been trying to find time for me and the old lady. We want to watch some shows together. It's been a while to watch a good show. But yeah, I've pretty much gotten rid of all my subscriptions because subscription service is the new cable, and I'm just over it. I'm over like not watching it. You know, like I had Netflix and I got rid of it because it was just like, I'm not watching this enough. And then I kept seeing all this like really seedy stuff showing up, like cuties and then of course the month that I get rid of it, what do? Ricky Gervais brings out a new stand-up, and I'm like, boo! It's like, I haven't seen it yet. Still, I'll have to. I'll be showing a clip of that. Anyway, we need to move on because there's a lot I want to talk about. So, health officials recommend. You can't get. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. This is right from CBC News, courtesy of Ellen Musgrove. Thank you so much for making this available. Health officers recommend men who have do the thingy with other men wear masks, use toys to curb spread of monkeypox. This is the reality we all live in, ladies and gents. Chief Medical Officer Teresa Tam is recommending that men who do the hokey pokey with one another temporarily avoid sexual intercourse and use toys and condoms and being sexually active in order to curb the spread of monkeypox. Monkeypox. We gotta stay away from that monkeypox. Where does this take us? So I tried to find that article. I couldn't find it. I actually said, like, a funny thing is I couldn't find this article on CBC. Found where it came from though, and here's the actual original article. Monkeypox, public health advice for gay, bisexual, and other men who have sex with men. From where other but from the World Health Organization. And of course, Teresa Tam is getting her calling cards from there. My guess is they literally took the same. Look at this. Public health says gay, bisexual men. Where is it? Oh, so the original article. Oh, they've changed it. So the original article, when I searched it, it literally said this exact title. They've changed it, and I'm guessing I couldn't find the CBC article because they changed their title too. So this is what happens with the news, folks, is they plagiarize each other. They don't even do their own work. They just, one person writes it and everybody reiterates it. And this is why we're in such a pickle right now, because nobody is actually doing any work. Nobody. No wonder they're saying people are going to be obsolete and useless. It's because they are. It's a big projection. They're useless people that don't do a job. They don't do anything. But anyway, monkeypox. Ooh, big fear. Everybody be afraid. And how big a disease called monkeypox is currently taking place in many countries that do not typically have cases. Why is that? This can be concerning, especially for people whose loved ones or communities have been affected. Some cases have been identified through sexual health clinics and communities of gay, bisexual, and other men who do the hokey pokey with men. It's important to note that the risk of monkeypox is not limited to men who have the hokey pokey with men. Anyone who has close contact with someone who is infectious is at risk. However, given that the virus is being identified in those communities, learning about monkeypox will help ensure that as few people as possible are affected and that the outbreak can be stopped. This public health advice contains information on how monkeypox spreads. So, symptoms. Monkeypox. It's such a meme at this point. Nobody cares. It's so funny. It really is. We're at this point where nobody cares. They're laughing at it. They're just laughing at it. And everybody's like, oh, who cares? Monkeypox now, right? Monkeypox. Okay, great one. And why? Why are people thinking that this is a bunch of just crap. Well, here from 2001, Ramsay Hunt syndrome, shingles, could be new but rare side effect for the thing that was told to everybody to get that maybe they didn't want to do. Interesting thing. And I'm not the first to talk about it. This isn't breaking news. I bet you there's not one person in the chat right now who can look at this and go, never heard of it. Never. You guys are all pretty well informed. John Michelson. Wow. Thank you so much, man. That is very generous of you. I really appreciate it. I have been watching you for over a year or so now. I really appreciate that you save me from Twitter. Just curious. But if I use monkey as a toy in order to have super fun hokey pokey bedroom times with my two biggest guy friends, am I good then? I don't know. You might have to consult your local dictator. I really think that might be the case. I don't think do not consult a health professional that may not be on board with the protocol here. So definitely consult your local dictator, because they're gonna know precisely what hokey pokey fun you can be doing in the bedroom, or perhaps not even in the bedroom, because some things are not recommended in the bedroom. Why? Well, here's this global news article from, you guessed it, July 22, 2020, 2 years ago, in the heat of the pandemic. Hockey pokey pox. That's too good. Hokey pokey pox. Try glory holes for safer sex during coronavirus. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. Reality is more funny than parody anymore, folks. No joke. You're laughing. You're writing it in the chat. This is real. This is a real article by Josh K. Elliott from Global News, on the payroll, partially tax funded to a pretty substantial degree. Anyway, let's get into this, because you know what? It's important that we have all the health precautions possible. BC health officials are recommending an age-old occasional cutting-edge tactic for doing the duties during coronavirus pandemic. Glory holes. Yeah, you heard that right. You heard that right, folks. The BC Centre for Disease Control added new recommendations for socially distant, fun, adventurous moments to its COVID-19 website this week. One of those tips was to try using a glory hole. A hole cut into a... Oh my God. Oh my God. This is so funny. This is for real. This is legit government BC Center for Health and for Disease Control. Glory hole as defined is a hole cut into a wall that's only large enough for a... Let's try to get through this, folks. Glory hole defined: a hole cut into a wall that is only large enough for a man or woman's phallus to slip through. Glory holes are typically used for anonymous, oral, and penetrative super fun times, according to the Urban Dictionary. Oh my God. Oh man, that is so good. What the WTF? This is nuts. This is totally not. This is nuts. It is nuts. No, you know what's nuts about it? They don't recommend nuts, because they don't recommend that you use a hole big enough to get those through too. We have it here. They're citing the Urban Dictionary, folks. Our government, the government of British Columbia, citing the Urban Dictionary for ways for you to go out and please your members with other members, but do it in a way that's protective against respiratory disorders. Golly. V Vendetta with another super chat. Man, you are way up into this tonight. Thank you so much. In Lex, the main characters cruise around the universe in a big living mosquito-like bug the size of Manhattan, trying to survive a force you might compare to the WEF called the Divine Order. Now I'm really intrigued. It's like what came, it's what came first, right? Chicken or egg thing. We got this chicken or egg question going on where it's like, is fiction mimicking reality, or is reality mimicking fiction? It's really Trudy Box. You got me there. All right. That's crazy. Now, I'm intrigued. I really want to check that out now. I really do. Holy cow. You guys are crazy tonight. You really are. Thank you so much for the support, everybody. Glory holes typically, okay. But they're also an excellent way to limit physical contact during intercourse, the BC CDC says. God, this is where we are. And it's funny because I remember hearing about this story back in 2020, but I'm guessing like a lot of you didn't pay attention to this channel, maybe didn't pay attention to this whole thing at the time. But here we are revisiting it. Use barriers like walls, example glory holes, that will allow for sexual contact but prevent close face-to-face contact, health organization writes on its website. The recommendation is just the tip. Up. Just the tip, and only for a minute, folks. They're only... Oh, it's just a tip, not a firm rule. According to the website. It writes itself. The site includes many other tips for reducing your risk to spreading the coronavirus during the happy fun times, such as wearing a mask, refraining from kissing, using a condom, and washing your body with soap and water. I hope you do that anyway. I really do hope you do that anyway. Health officials across the country have echoed most of that advice, although they haven't said anything about glory holes. The BC government is going leaps beyond in the call of duty in their recommendations. New York City health officials hinted at using glory holes in a recent 3-page document without specifically naming them. Be creative with sexual positions and physical barriers like walls that allow sexual content while preventing face-to-face content, the document said. Franks. Only before going to glory. Oh, goodness. You guys are hilarious. 99% of you will buy a new phone and pay arms. What? Okay. 911. I got my thingy stuck in a hole. Bonnie Henry recommended it. Goodness. The BC guidelines recommend skipping sex if you feel sick. Maybe that's a good one. Instead of like, oh, hey, honey, oh, hey, come here. You know? They also recommend taking your desires into your own hands. If you're worried about a coronavirus infection. Great. That's the thing. Your next safest partner is someone you live with or a person who has already had okay, whatever. That's amazing. I think we've definitely milked that cow for all it's worth, but that is just funniness on all kinds of levels. I was going to go over this story. More than 1 million Canadians have to repay SERB. And some cases, EI is being clawed back to do it. I don't suppose we really even need to go through this. We went over all the stuff. The emergency benefit was a godsend for Claire. And at the time, she was a single mom with $1,500 to pay her rent. And then she was told to pay it back. Yeah, I think we've gone over this enough. There's a lot of information out there, but yeah, the main point with that is there were people who legitimately just weren't eligible, and then there were people who were legitimately eligible, needed it, were promised they could have it, and are being told to pay it back. And are we surprised? No, probably not. What is this? COVID hole like that. Milking. I didn't even catch. Okay, you guys are good. You guys are good. But head-on collision. Wormholes aren't in space only. Nice. In BC, I thought glory hole was the K-hole. Oh, that's gonna be the legal K-hole from now on. Clyde, have you heard of John Stetch's impression of Trudeau on his YouTube channel? I saw it first on Mr. Sunshine Baby, a must watch. I did see that. I had a few people tell me, show me that. I didn't make a video of it. I thought it was hilarious though. He's the one who was like standing in front of the laundry machine or whatever, right? Did a great job. I should share that out on Twitter because that was really funny. But yeah, moving on. Let's get back into this serious note, which it always finds humor in it. I don't know why. I find humor in all this stuff. And even if it's bummer news, I always try to find some sort of humor in it because that's just the way I roll. I think that's the way a lot of Canadians roll. We like to have a laugh even in our own misery because it's a thing that just keeps you going. Literally, I'm actually saying this in a literal fashion, but like I laugh at people that say that all the time. But it gets so cold here, and it's come on, Canadians, the weather stinks in our country. It stinks. It's great, summer comes along and then it, blink and you miss it. But most of the year, we got to deal with some terrible winter weather, and we got to deal with like just all the elements. It is what it is, right? And I think the best thing about Canadians is we can get past it by bringing a little humor to the table, and it's a great way to keep your spirits up. But yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing. No bugs in the winter, because that's it. Bugs in the summer, lots of them. Until you move to BC, and I'll tell you what, British Columbia. I grew up in Ontario. I know what bugs and winters feel like. I know what humid summers are like. Ugh, sticky. But British Columbia, the bugs. I'll tell you what. Happy hour in the summer, the skeeters come out, and it's like right at dusk. And as soon as that sun goes over the mountains, happy hour is over for them. It's too hot during the day, they don't come out. It's too cold at night or at dusk. And the best part is it's still light out for like another 4 hours, so you can still enjoy, have a barbecue, and do all the fun stuff. But no skeeters. It's like they know. We need all the bugs we can get, says Schwab. Eat the bugs. Seriously? Yeah, that's right. Seriously, in Squampton, it's like that. It's beautiful. Best place, best weather, I think, in my opinion. But I haven't been everywhere. Eat the bugs. That's what they'll tell you. Get your cricket and McNuggets. Yeah, from Jimmy Juggers. Jimmy Juggers Cricket Nugget Symposium. Or you should call it the imposium, because that's what they're doing. They're imposing it on us. Anyway, massive majority of Liberal caucus wants Trudeau to drop federal COVID mandates, says Liberal MPs. This is the thing. So I was telling you, there's a sea change happening. There's a lot of people are going, okay, not with it, man. This is too far. What are we doing? And we got Trudy McJuggernuggets trying their best to push this WEF agenda, like just keep it all in place until we can crash the economy or whatever we're going to do to get this social credit system going and be the example of the world as they push it and put it in place. Anyway, a lot of people are, even the fervent supporters of it, are going, what the heck are we doing? We need to get off of this. We need to get off of this now. We need to move on. The rest of the world, this is embarrassing. This is terrible. And people are looking at us like, hey, you, Liberal MP in my riding, guess what? You're done. You're never getting voted back in. Yeah, that's what's going on right now. So with provincial and international jurisdictions easing COVID restrictions, some Liberal MPs say the vast majority of their caucus want the federal government to drop travel vaccination requirements, allowing vaccinated Canadians to board domestic flights. Several Liberal MPs interviewed for this article said most caucus members want all federal pandemic restrictions dropped as soon as possible. I bet you they all want to stay anonymous in this too. Isn't that how democracy dies? What are we doing, folks? What are we doing? So here we are. We have it. We have Trudy McJuggers running Liberal NDP coalition majority government where their own caucus doesn't want the things. Where's the democracy? Where do we have democracy here? These people aren't listening to their constituents. They're not listening to their ridings. They're just going along with Trudy McJuggernuggets. This is insanity. Insanity, people. Several Liberal MPs. I went through that. The massive majority of Liberal MPs want the mandates to end, said the Liberal MP who spoke on not for attribution basis to offer their candid opinion. People are saying, what the hell? Why are unvaccinated people not allowed to fly domestic? At least let them fly domestic with masks on. You can go into a shopping mall with them. You can go into an elevator with them. You can go into a movie theater with them. 3-term Liberal MP Marcus Pulowski, Thunder Bay, Rainy River, Ontario, a medical doctor and a member of the health committee, said vaccine mandates for air travel should be removed. Why are we still doing this? This is craziness. The need for mandates has certainly changed, and the calculus is not the same now as it was 2 months ago. You're an idiot. It was we're way past that. Anyway, 3 months ago or 6 months ago, he said in an interview with the Hill Times, I would suggest that the vaccine requirements for being on planes and at workplaces at the moment, I don't think the benefits of the mandate warrant the cost. Pulowski said that he still wants air travelers to wear masks when they're on the plane because he's an idiot. He said that he would leave the timing of when to ease the federal mandates up to the government, should not be up to the government, as it has to take a number of factors into consideration before making these decisions. Citing caucus confidentiality, the decline to say what his colleagues think about the issue and what kind of answers MPs are getting internationally from the cabinet ministers on this issue. On the other hand, the mask mandate for flying, for example, I think still warranted if you're going to sit beside someone for 2 hours or 6 hours, he said. It's everyone, whether you're vaccinated or not, and especially if you're going to put a bunch of people on the plane, some of whom are non-vaccinated and things. then there are increased risks. But only risks for the unvaccinated, according to this logic, right? So I would probably keep the mask mandate. That would be my opinion, he says. So that's this guy. John Lomax, thank you so much for the super chat, Clyde. I love the live chat tonight. I can't stop laughing. Awesome. I'm having a great time too. I've been, just trying to bring a lot more funny stuff to the live streams these days. And you guys are killing me with the chat. You guys are, when are they putting glory holes on the planes? What did I get started? According to federal travel requirements, all passengers take domestic flight must be fully vaccinated. Passengers arriving in Canada from out of country are also instructed to use the ArriveCan app, which is spyware, and I wouldn't put that on my phone. At least not my phone that's a daily driver. No way. And may be subject to random COVID testing. The Federal Health Department and Public Health Agency of Canada announced recently that federal mandates have been extended until the end of June. Yeah, because this guy voted for it. It could have been over. The Conservatives tabled a bill and it went to a vote to get rid of vaccine mandates at the federal level. And this guy voted to keep them. You can't make this up, folks. You can't make this up. Joe Pipito, thank you for the super chat. How do you say that? Oh, I get it. Fuck the liberals, man. Thanks for the super chat, man. V Vendetta is still just going strong. Wow. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Clyde, please look up and read the first commandment of the Georgia Guidestones. I tweeted about the Georgia Guidestones recently on Twitter, saying, if everyone's in the mood to tear down statues, why don't we start with this one? But yeah, please look up the first amendment to the Georgia Guidestones, if you'd be so kind. If you don't know about this monument built by an anonymous person in 1980, then you need to. What I find fascinating is that, 1979? World Economic Forum established? 1980, Georgia Guidestones. Just throwing that out there. Folks. Throwing that out there. I don't know. Maybe I'll get into the Georgia Guidestones tonight. Maybe I'll get into that. According to the government of Canada, 81.7% or 31.2 million Canadians have received 2 doses as of May 30th. That's why they want to change it. They want to change the what is considered fully vaccinated. So, like, personally, I fit in that category right now because I took the 2 jabs. I just did it because I thought I'd be able to travel to Japan. Spoiler, didn't get to. But they want to change the definition of that. What? To 3 jabs. Nuh-uh. I'm not into that. I'm just not into it. I'm not into it. Do it if you want to do it. I'm not into it. Provincial jurisdictions have already lifted or have been easing most of the COVID restrictions and vaccine mandates, citing high vaccination rates, reduced hospitalizations, and lower COVID case counts. Most recently, Ontario announced that as of June 11th, which is what, tomorrow? What's the date today? Tomorrow. As of tomorrow, most provincial mask requirements will be over, including for passengers on public transit. Really, Ontario? It took you till tomorrow? Wow. That's crazy. With high vaccination rates in Ontario's COVID-19 situation continuing to improve, most of the province remaining provincial mask requirements, including public transit, will expire as of 12 a.m. June 11th, 2022. Dr. Kieran Moore, Ontario's chief public health officer, said on June 8th. What a dumb thing. So in BC, when Bonnie Henry and Dix Bonnie Dix got up and did their little speech about lifting the mask mandate. This was a few months ago. When they went to do their speech about it, they said effective immediately. And they said in their speech, they said, because if we gave it a later date, everyone would just stop wearing them now. That's what I've been saying. Pretend like the rules don't exist. Only give in to the rules until when you're told you gotta do it. Because it's the only way. It's the only way to. It's like the old Soviet Union collapsed when people just stopped complying with it. Like Soviet Union, one of the biggest plights on humanity, right? One of the biggest plights for humanity, and what ended it? Indifference. They couldn't afford it anymore. They couldn't afford to police it. So people just had this thing where they just thought, oh, well, they pretend to regulate us and we pretend to be regulated. The whole thing fell apart. Why are glory holes spicy? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I really don't. But yeah, this article, I mean, I could go on, read the entire thing. But yeah, we've got Derpy McDerpface here. Trudy. Big Trudy's. This is little Trudy. Big Trudy was the old not his stepdad. That was Big Trudy. And we've got Algebra down here. They're about the only people in the world, about the only people in Canada that really want these mandates to stick around, even including the Liberal caucus. That's how tight a grip the WEF has on Canada right now. Prove me wrong. That's what I gotta say. Prove me wrong, because as far as they're concerned, all these politicians, all these MPs in the Liberal and NDP party that are not juggers, and Trudy, no balls. And even I know there's ladies, but no fortitude. Zero. They got no guts. They got no guts to stand up and be principled in this. They're all, oh, well, let me tell them. I'll tell you, reporter, as long as you don't tell anybody who I am. And except the one doctor guy. But yeah, they're behind closed doors. They're not cool with it. But of course, in public, they're totally like, no, I follow. And with their votes, they follow party line. Terrible. Anyway, moving on. Zero integrity. That's absolutely correct. Derpy McDerpface. That's correct. Little Trudy. Derpy McDerpface. When I see that guy, it's just so funny to see. Terrible. And yeah, anyway, moving on. So we had another person on the TikTok verse getting some attention this week. I'm seeing Derpy McDerpface in the chat a bunch now. Funny. So yeah, Tammy and Twins. Oh, this account has gone private now. Oops. Now, who is that? Well, who is Tammy Septis on TikTok? Tammy Septic. Ugh. HR recruiter from Burlington, Ontario, Canada, went viral. Well, as we know, Salt Army loves Clyde. Awesome. I love the Salt Army. Again, I keep saying this. I want to do we got to do a collab with Salty some one of these days. We got to make this happen. I got to go to McRaunchies and order McJuggers. You got to get the Trudy McJugger nuggets. That's the number one thing on the menu. So this isn't the only article about this interesting character. As you know, this is funny because if you type in Tammy and Twins on Google or on Yahoo like you have here, one of the top search results is crazy HR lady will get you fired. This guy's video on YouTube's. But yeah, Blaze TV, here we go. A viral TikTok video of Canadian woman threatening livelihoods of freedom fighters leads to HR investigation. Oh, goodness. There's the Kathy Bates lookalike here. Just showing, just pumping out that vitriol. Just absolute, just terrible. Someone asked what was wrong with her eyes. It says a Snapchat filter. It helps to visualize the demonic possession that this woman is currently having to deal with at the moment. But yeah, some friendly HR advice. I'm sure we've all seen the video by now. I'm sure you have. If you haven't, check out the video that I put out. Whatever. Might as well. Marcus Welby. Let's
Ladies and gents, welcome back. I've always felt it important.
That's
not to
me
put
with
the
my
future of my career to the
voice,
whims
gone out of the thing. Anyway, here's her little
in
rant.
the freedom movement in Canada.
Some rights and freedom that would tell you that. But since you seem to forget that, and you're all loud and proud with your big thoughts and your big ideas, and you wanna whatever fucking set up hot tubs in Ottawa. I'm a recruiter.
Hot tubs in Ottawa.
It's a small industry, smaller than you'd think. Same with HR. So, if you're looking for a job, or maybe trying to keep a job.
Oh, I didn't even think of it the first time she said that. It's a smaller industry than you think. Then it'd be easier to locate this one. Well, apparently, okay, so it didn't take long for internet sleuths to figure out just who she was. They found her LinkedIn profile. Showed that she didn't, on her LinkedIn profile, it showed that she hadn't had a job for like 2 years. Now, that's not always the case, right? So you'll have people that don't show that they look at that face. That's just terrifying. It'll show people haven't got a job on LinkedIn because a lot of people don't update their LinkedIn until they need another job, right? They don't update their LinkedIn with what job, that they currently have. Yeah, reptilian eyes, that's it. But 4chan is having a great time with this broad. Oh my God, I bet they are. I don't ever go on 4chan just because I know that is a rabbit hole. Holy cow. Anyway, yeah, so people quickly found out who she was. I'm sure she had a job. Turns out that's not gonna last. But close, get out of here. Canadian woman who posted a video on social media ridiculing freedom fighters and threatening to use her powers to take away their employment from prospects is now under investigation. You gotta have the villain voice. I'm gonna use my power, the power of Grayskull, to take away your jobs, freedom fighters. It was really, really the cringiest thing to watch. As this woman, and we all probably, I've dealt with women like this in management. Like years ago, I worked for a place doing property management. Before I got my auto ticket, and I was doing maintenance around the place, and the leader of housekeeping became the general manager, and she was just a piece of work. Years later, she got fired for embezzlement. It's just always great. But yeah, she was the type to say, like, she actually said to me in a meeting once, it's not my job for people to like me. Number one, if you manage people, if your job is to manage things, you're not managing the task, you're managing the people that do the task. Figure that out. If you don't think that your job is for people to like you, you are not going to be liked. And you are not going to get people that have the motivation to do their job. Straight up. That is the worst outlook in a situation. I had a woman tell me that once. It's not my job for people to like me. No, it kind of is. It's your job for people to respect you. And if you say stuff like that, no one's going to respect you. That's the way it goes. But, and I'll tell everybody, all my friends that find themselves in managerial positions, if you become a manager, the first thing you need to understand, because I have a lot of friends that have overworked themselves in manager positions, You become the manager. You are no longer the guy to make sure the tasks are done, i.e. doing them. You make sure the tasks are done by allocating the people and resources to do those tasks. That's how management works. So that's just that's just the thing. Do you think James Topp should run, Clyde? I don't know if he would want to. And I think people have asked him that. That's why when I talked to him, I didn't ask, because he doesn't seem like he'd be the type of guy to get along with people like that. Not at all. But no, I think James Topp is an amazing guy, definitely legend. But I don't think he would want to be in government. But hey, let's get back to this. I'm a recruiter. It's a small industry. It's smaller than you think, smaller than HR, said the woman in the video. So if you're looking for a job or maybe trying to keep a job, maybe, just maybe, think about what you're putting on social media. The irony, the absolute irony of that, just mind-boggling. It boggles the mind. My mind has been sufficiently boggled. Again, Freedom Fires, I know you're not really big with stats, and I know, facts aren't your big thing. What? Okay. But what I can tell you is, what is a fact is that recruiters talk, and recruiters, like a majority of Canada don't agree with you, she adds. You know what this means? Do you have any guesses? Do you have any guesses what this means? She asks. What this means is that if you need a job, you might not get one. If you want to keep your job, you might not get to do that. All right. So what happens? She goes on, blah, blah, blah. Recruiters are watching. HR is watching everywhere, blah, blah, blah. Listen to me. I'm so powerful. I was really anticipating and looking forward to the tear-filled rant. Didn't come. Unfortunately, just all social media deleted. I guess she didn't have a leg to stand on social media, so it was like, what's the point? It's not like she had a following. But you saying that should be her job, glory hole cleaner? Oh goodness! Actually, somebody on social media, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said someone with this mentality shouldn't be put in a position that she's in. They should be put in a position of like exterminator, where their talents can be utilized to just destroy all life in a given area. And I thought that was really fitting. HRPA. Okay, here we go. She concluded the video by swearing expletives at the people she was addressing and mocking their families. Yikes. The Ontario-based Human Resources Professional Association responded to a tweet about the video on Monday in a statement saying that they were investigating whether she had broken their code of contact. HRPA is aware of the video post by one of its regulated members and does not condone or endorse in any way the statements made out by HR practice therein. The statement read, further, HRPA is reviewing the matter to determine if there has been a breach of its rules of professional conduct. Absolutely there was. And that's why they're writing this public statement. Otherwise, they'd be just straight up hush-hush about it. The Canadian HR reporter noted that a LinkedIn profile of an HR manager appearing to be the woman was deleted soon after the video went viral. Hey, guess what? Hey, how do you tell if it was you? Because you deleted it right after everyone said, is this you? Oh, goodness. Luke, and these people think they're on the right side of history, posted this. I think this was the first iteration of that post. But yeah, so not only was her LinkedIn profile deleted, but then her TikTok channel was gone. Oops. I don't have any other word on whether or not she was actually like let go from a company, but I'm guessing that organization that she was a part of sounds like kind of a strange twist of irony here, because it's the HRPA, which is what? It's a recruiting agency for recruiters, for HR. She, who was threatening people to get rid of them using HR, looks like gotten rid of by her recruiting agency. Just love it. Love it. It's just so delicious. Now, in all reality, I don't wish like the most horrible situations for people in the world. I hope she gets over this. I hope she uses that as a decent like lesson in life. But I hope she's never, ever, ever in the position of authority ever again. Like, I hope she has a beautiful career, like was obviously suggested in extermination of pests. Pest control would be a great line of work for this individual. Maybe stocking shelves overnight at a grocery store or at a Walmart. You know, where you're just not in a position of the welcoming mat. Come on, Derek. That's not where she needs to be. Greeter at Walmart, tree climber. Come on, no way. No, she definitely the glory hole cleaner. Yeah, maybe that's now she can apply for glory hole monitor. Oh, this is definitely a thread that's not going away for a while, this glory hole thing. Crime scene cleanup, possibly. That's but I definitely, I think she should be out of being in a position of authority, especially where she could use her animus and her absolute bias and vitriol to affect the lives of other people around her, the lives and positions that they happen to be in, based on her own vitriol. So I hope the best for this individual. I genuinely do. And I'm not being facetious here, but I genuinely hope the best for this person. I hope that she gets some serious counseling for her mental unwellness. But yeah, Heather's saying, Clyde, you started the glory hole thing, Clyde. I did, because it's a funny article. But yeah, we're all living with the consequences now. But border guard, no way! Border guards are the worst. They're the same kind of person always ends up as a border guard. Not always. They're not all bad, but just, you know what? It seems like every time I try to cross the border, anyway. A lot of times it's worse coming back to Canada, I found in my humble opinion. But yeah, no, definitely if she had a position that was away from other human beings and definitely not in a position of authority, hope the best for her in this moving forward. Maybe she could write articles for BuzzFeed. She cures Viagra overdoses. Oh, burn. That hurts. All right, moving on. What do we got to move on for? Haha. So sometimes, ladies and gents, sometimes reality tends to, we always say, you know, like satire is mimicking reality and then throwing a little spin of humor onto it. But these days it's been going the other way. You try to satirize something, but sometimes reality beats you to the punch, but not for the most clever comedians, because honestly, some of the most clever comedians always beat everyone else to the punch, but sometimes only by a week. Anyway, we've got this clip here, and I haven't seen the whole special, but Ricky Gervais had a new special called Supernature. It's fantastic, and it's got a... Here's a clip that went really viral because of its controversy. People say he's punching down. I don't believe so, because I think that the alphabet people are held at such a high regard, and victim status gives you the ultimate privilege in society. So it is punching up. If you're punching up at the groups, certain groups, like the alphabet people. But This is a thing. Clyde and Mr. Sunshine Baby. That might happen soon, actually. I threw that out there as a possibility recently, and I got a sure. So look for that. Anyway, getting into this one. Ricky Gervais. Let's watch Aviation here, right? So we've got Ricky Gervais not punching down. They want to claim that this is punching down. This is absolutely punching up. So the current situation in the culture war is that if you say anything against the whatever group of the moment, hey Tyson, how you doing? You throw out you say anything, then you could be immediately canceled. If anybody can immediately cancel you for criticizing them, they have all the power. That's the way it works. So, warning, heads up, copyrighted audio detected in your stream. Well, okay, well, I just put that out there and it's just a clip. Anyway, so we're taking this apart, and that's the whole point. So anybody who's reviewing this is a fair use thing where I'm taking apart his jokes and what it means. Anyway, getting into this. So the idea is comedians shouldn't punch down, and I agree with that. You don't punch down, but Ricky Gervais is a master at punching up. And he's punching up here because he's talking about specifically the pronoun group, right? So anybody who's a member of the pronoun group. Now, gender identity is a thing that is a contentious issue right now. I mean, I'm dealing with it with my microphone right now. It's difficult. It's making life difficult because my microphone no longer identifies by its original gender. Microphones are for those who don't understand linguistics, you have masculine, feminine genders, and then you have indeterminate and neuter, and my microphone now no longer identifies as indeterminate and now as neuter, and now it identifies as indeterminate, and it's really confusing because when you speak in French, it really messes everything up because they don't have those. But this is just a personal issue that I have to deal with my microphone. So for all intents and purposes, it identifies as indeterminate, no longer as neuter, just for everybody out there who doesn't understand the issues with gender and gender theory. But here we are. Yeah, because it was le microphone. It's no longer le or la. It's indeterminate. Don't know. French people have fun with that one. French people just seriously have fun with that one. But so he's not punching up, or he's not punching down. He's punching up because he's punching at people who have the power to absolutely destroy your career. And when you're doing that, you're de microphone. When you're doing that, you're putting yourself at tremendous risk, which makes the jokes even funnier because if they land, holy cow. But yeah, so he's doing that. Excellent condition, my stream now. So I was worried about that. Sorry, just getting in there because holy, they like to really mess with your live streams here. But let's see if we're having trouble later. Anyway, yeah, bigots. you bigots. Look at their pronouns. That's how you can tell if they're a man or a woman or not. Anyway, Alpine in a nutshell. There you go. So here we go. We've got Ricky Gervais talking about this as an actual thing. Well, does parody mimic reality, or does reality mimic parody? And this is what I was getting into, because here we have it on the 31st of May. BBC reports that the BBC itself, this is the Right Scoop. BBC edits rape victim's testimony not to misgender the transgender rapist. Get that one around your head. Okay, so without making this too confusing, someone who was biologically male, identified as a woman, raped an individual, and they had to... Let's just get into the story. Welcome to the new world, ladies and gents. Welcome to this new world. The wokeness never ends. According to the Times, in the UK, the BBC actually changed the testimony of a rape victim to protect her transgender attacker for being misgendered. Grapes of math. Nice. Okay. Yeah, exactly. So, what if she rapes me? Or what if he rapes me? What if she rapes you, you bigot? The BBC has changed the testimony of a rape victim after debate over the pronouns of her transgender attacker, the Times has learnt. The woman referred to her alleged rapist as him, but insiders said that her words were changed to avoid misgendering her abuser in the article on the corporation's website. The BBC article replaced every reference to he or him with they or them, a source said. The quote was subject to a heated debate prior to publication. Some journalists argued that the quote should remain intact, while others said that it should reflect the trans woman's preferred she/her pronouns. It comes amid growing concerns among BBC staff that an international diversity team is influencing what journalists can report, preventing them from covering gender identity issues accurately and impartially. Most people would probably just refrain from covering it at all. The victim's quote was published last year in an online BBC News article about lesbians being coerced into sex with transgender women. Yikes. An anonymous participant told researchers, "I was too young to argue and had been brainwashed by queer theory, so he was a woman even if every fiber of my being was screaming throughout. So I agreed to go home with him. He used physical force when I changed my mind upon seeing his penis, and he raped me." Wow. So that was the quote, but they had to redact that. They originally wrote all male references, but the woke bros at the news website wanted to make them female because of misgendering, said a person with knowledge of the matter. It's quite shocking. I can't think of any other situation where we would change the words of an alleged rape victim. The BBC said it's routine to have editorial decisions about different stories. Our only intention was, when deciding on language, is to make things as clear as possible for our audiences. What would be more clear than the actual words of the person who said them? Because you're paraphrasing at that point. In my opinion, you're paraphrasing at that point. And not only that, you're giving into the requests of the abuser. Like, this is a contentious and hot topic, but like, why does the person have these behaviors? Is the behavior just to get an in to do horrible things to people? I don't know. The King's Table. Clyde, do something. Is there an article on Marco's sexual assault? Can't find anything on that. No, Marco, you're talking about the member of parliament that's never been convicted of a sexual assault, Marco Mendicino. Yeah, no, I don't know of any allegations or anything like that. I know he was in testimony over and over and over again, and on the House of the Parliament, saying that he making allegations about truckers at the Freedom Convoy and making rape allegations there. So when I report on him, I always like to preface that he is a person who has never been convicted of a sexual assault, even though he has thrown those allegations out at people willy-nilly or profusely. So I always like to label people accordingly to, behaviors or that which they're most famous for. So for people who don't know just by telling the name, I can always just say, the MP that was never convicted of a sexual assault, Marco Mendicino. So that's that's the reason for that. But yeah, that's where we are there. So just to not to confuse anybody, and I don't want anyone to accuse me of slander or libel. I always make sure to say that the member of parliament that's never been accused, or sorry, and never been convicted of a sexual assault, Marco Mendicino. That's where we stand there. But let's get back to this. So I went back and forth on the original article on the BBC's website, and here's how they edited it. Notice the many they and thems and theirs throughout the quote, and this makes it absolutely unreadable. And I have dyslexia, so I have a hard enough time already. Right? Welcome to the dyslexic news, everybody. All 500 of you that are sitting in the chat right now, listen to this dyslexic guy read you news articles over and over again. But anyway, let's make it more difficult by putting they, them pronouns in there. They threatened to cut me out as a TERF and risk my job if I refuse to sleep with them, she wrote. Like, all of them? Oh no, they're talking about this one individual. She wrote, I was too young to argue and then brainwashed by queer theory, so they were a woman, and if every fiber of my being was screaming throughout, so I agreed not to go home with them. They used physical force when I changed my mind upon seeing their penis and raped me. That is just incoherent. Clyde, I will understand you. Thanks, Lewis. All right, we got a bunch of dyslectards in the chat tonight. Nice. Glad to see a couple more. There's lots of us out there. It's unbelievable that what they would. Okay, see now I'm in they them land. It's unbelievable that they would alter a quote like this to protect a transgender rapist just because he's so-called transgender. Shouldn't, like, the thing be we're not going to kowtow to you if you're an offender? And here's the thing, and I want to put this out there to be absolutely clear on the subject, because I know, like, there's going to be haters and people who don't like me, and maybe some of those, like the guy with the grow lamp on him earlier in his TikTok video, that like to take people's what they have to say in long form and then they'll take it out of context. I absolutely have no problem with people that do transitions or any of that stuff. That's completely your business if you want to do that, and that's your life, right? Now, it's a different story for me when it's like you're getting into the territory of indoctrinating kids and making this a normal thing in society. We know it's not a normal thing in society. We know it like people who have a mental disorder or an issue need counseling. And I don't think I would disagree with counselors that feed into people's delusions. And I think that there's a whole swath of people that there's hot debate. There's some straight up hot debate, and it's on. They bring in the politics of it just to cloud the debate. But straight up, if you have whatever lifestyle and that's the way you do, and you mind your business and you do your own thing, I got no qualms with people. I mean, I follow Blair White. I watch Blair White's videos frequently. I have no issues with anybody from any of those walks of life or lifestyles. I take issue with people that interject into your life and tell you how to say things, and compelled speech is a no-go for me. All of these things are awful. Yeah, don't push it on kids. Keep the kids out of it. But yeah, no. Adults that want to do things in their own privacy and do things the way they like it, or even walk around dressed the way they want to dress. And you know what? Someone who presents as a female and looks like a female, they're going to get, it's just a natural thing for me to say she to someone who looks like a she. Sorry if that's if that's something people don't like. But that's just the way I roll. That's the way I'm going to roll. And to each their own, right? That's my big preface. So when you talk about these things, you almost have to like throw that out there as if like people who enjoy or celebrate the idea of freedom and self-ownership as this thing that is we're imposing the other way, and we're trying to impose on other people's lives. I'm advocating not imposing on people's lives and let them do whatever the heck they want to do. Period. And that's that. So there we go. And I'm getting a lot of likes on that clickbait thing. That's funny. Maybe we'll get into that. But anyway, here we go. And who else are they protecting by making these edits? Themselves. It seems to me that they're afraid of the transgender mob. And this was what I was talking about earlier with the Ricky Gervais punching up. Because he's definitely punching up because this mob is the big force, the big power behind cancel culture. And this is why all these companies are kowtowing to the alphabet people, especially in the month of June. And it's crazy. Just the crazy stuff that's coming out. And I know a lot of people want me to cover the what was it? The drag kids to pride thing. I haven't gathered enough information about that just yet. I've been too busy with other stories. I know a lot of people will get into like the thing that's going viral at the moment. I try to, I do want to talk about it, but I only have enough time to cover the stories I want to cover too. But here we are. It seems to me that, yeah, they're afraid of the transgender mob that'll come after them if they don't kowtow to the pronoun demands. So is this more, this is more about being woke, in my opinion. It's also about cancel culture and social media. That said, while the woke editors and internal diversity team at BBC clearly won the day, I'm glad that there was at least a debate and that some journalists argued against it, even if they were overruled. So there's still a few out there that have a little bit of sense about, just wokeness. Go woke, get woke, go broke, as the saying goes. Honestly, like I said, I got no issue with people that want to live their lifestyle, but I don't want stuff shoved down my throat, bar none. Really not into Disney anymore because of the stuff they've been doing. Netflix got a big old hard pass from me. Just like a lot of this stuff. And then, here we are. So a lot of businesses are just not getting people's money because of it. Let's see what the bottom line says at the end of the day, whether these companies are going to continue going woke. But a lot of people, especially when they're going after people's kids, that's where a lot of people draw the line. And who out there is spending money? I'll tell you. Mommies and daddies that want their kids to be happy. So make your kids happy somewhere else other than Disneyland. Make your kids happy somewhere else other than there's so many other places. Don't plop them in front of a screen with a Disney movie that's going to teach them some weird ideology. Go outside, go outdoors, go do something with them. If they want entertainment, make your own entertainment. You got a camera right here. There's an editing software built right into it. Make videos. Make your own entertainment. That's what I do. But that's just me. There's all kinds of things to do. You don't need, if Disney's going to do their thing and all these other corporations are going to do their thing, get out. Get out. You don't got to give them your money. There's nothing written in the stars that says they deserve your money. Viper Ann with a super chat saying, Clyde, I have a question. What is a woman? It's a pretty simple answer. It's an adult human female. End of story. End of story. I mean, people can play dress up and do all the things they want to do, but we have clear definitions to clear things, and we got to stick with that. I'm not against people playing dress up and doing all the things they want to do. Just things do have real meanings, and truth matters. The truth. We don't have multiple truths. We don't have your truth and my truth. We have the truth. And yeah, interesting concept. Interesting things to discuss. I like the idea of having big, broad, open discussions on things. But you were okay with the child slavery, but not that they poke at your insecurities. It's over the line. When was I okay with child slavery? Do you have a instance of me saying that I'm okay with that? I've been pretty against that my whole life. That's why I tend to try to buy local stuff. I do. I always try to buy local stuff as much as possible. Now there's a lot of ways that you can't. Anyway, I mean, I'm not going to get into the debate with someone who's being just ingenuous in the chat, but that's fine. I'm not okay with child slavery, and I'm not okay with child exploitation in the way that has been going on. Anyway, moving on to some bigger and brighter things. We have here. Oh, I should have said we. Okay, no, fair enough. It's fair enough. I've heard that one thrown out at me before, and I'm like, what? Nope. But anyway. Paul Thompson with the hard-hitting one. Clyde opposes child slavery. I know. I try to keep that one under wraps. But I guess my stance is out there. Everyone's gonna learn about it. Okay, I'm gonna have to admit it. I am against child slavery. Dang, slavery of any kind, for that matter. But here we go. Next story. Moving on. Maybe you guys didn't catch the video this morning. It didn't get pushed out, I don't believe, to as many people as my other stories have recently. And maybe because of the name in it. Anyway, James Topp put out a video, and I put a video out this morning about what's going on with James Topp. Now, I had his team reach out to me, and they said, hey, can you put this out on your media? Just play the whole thing. It's great. Just want people to see it. And here's a link to the actual download for the video, and encouraging people to actually download this video and share it out with everybody. So I put a link to the YouTube video, and I put a link to the actual video to share in the thing. And let's have a gander at this video, because it is really, really well put together. But it's James Topp and his letter to the members of Parliament, and definitely want to encourage everybody to get the word out about this, because there's a media blackout about what's going on with this man. And not gonna lie, we need to get this message out there as much as possible, and we need to convince people to go meet with him. And I'll tell you what, one second. I'll tell you what, people were criticizing. I got criticized. There's like a handful of people that criticized the fact that I gave any support to Pierre Poilievre, but a lot of people were saying Pierre hasn't agreed to meet with him yet. And you can't come after me for it now, because I put it in the video, and I put it out on Twitter, and I put a feeler out for Jordan Peterson, because Jordan Peterson has contact with him, to get this info out there and hopefully get Pierre on board with this. So I'm doing what I can on my side. So I'm not going to accept any more criticizing on that front. Yeah, get it out there as much as possible. I'm doing what I can. The channel's called Clyde Do Something for a reason. I'm doing what I can. I'm doing something.
To the right honorable member and to the honorable members. This is a letter. Meeting with James Topp from Canada Marches. It is my honor to have been in contact with you thus far. I wish to thank you for your efforts in the House of Commons and for what you do on a daily basis in the business of government. In our previous correspondences that I have attached, I have indicated to you that I would like to meet with you and discuss issues that are affecting myself and millions of Canadians. I am a part of the Canada Marches team. At the time of this writing, the Canada Marches team has marched from the Terry Fox Memorial in downtown Vancouver, 3,500 kilometers, traversing the Rocky Mountains. We have crossed the prairies, walked around Lake Superior on the Canadian Shield to where we presently are near Sault Ste. Marie. We have marched for 105 days. This march has served as a mechanism to attract the attention of the highest offices in our nation. It has served as a mechanism to obtain your participation in a constructive conversation about the issues which are affecting millions of Canadians. We have met with a diverse range of the Canadian population on a daily basis who have shared their accounts of the hardship they have faced under mandates, who have offered us encouragement, and who have supported us on our journey. This organization has asked for your participation in a meeting. Members of your own constituencies have expressed their desire to see you participate in this discussion. We have extended the invitation well in advance of our arrival. We have maintained communication with your staff. We have reserved and booked a venue for the event. And if absolutely necessary, we are amenable to changing the date. The Canada Marches team consists of unpaid volunteers who have contributed their time, effort, and personal funds into seeing this effort through to its conclusion. As an official in Ottawa, you represent the interests of Canadians who elected you. I believe there is significant interest among the Canadian public to address the issue of federal government mandates that are the source of suffering for many of them. Many of the people I have encountered on this journey believe the current system of government is in a state of disrepair. They believe that the government is inaccessible to them. They believe that they have lost their ability to make themselves heard. Your participation in this conversation will demonstrate to the Canadian public as a whole and your constituents that we still have a functioning democracy. My heartfelt gratitude to the members of Parliament that have agreed to meet with me. I applaud your courage and dedication. It is my belief that we can, through civil discourse, draw up plans and lay the groundwork for future cooperation. Respectfully, James Top.
That man is a champ. What a champ. What a champ. That's James Top. I was lucky enough that his crew reached out to me and said that James Top wanted to talk with me, and it took some time to arrange for it. But last weekend on Saturday, I had a chat with him, and it was amazing. It was amazing, and I feel at the end of it, I was just so encouraged. I was so encouraged. Just like so much. Ooh, this guy's got balls. He's got balls. What a champ. What a champ. Absolute legend. And yeah, he's got my support, James Top. So yeah, get the message out there as much as you can. That's the real crux of it. Let's try to get that happening. We're running a bit late, so I'm going to not cover too much more. But let's talk about Juggers. Hey, this is a favorite around this live stream. Hold on. So when you feature the same people you are blacking them out, you're supporting them. What? So when you feature the same people who are blacking him out, you're supporting them. What do you mean? I don't get the context there. That was a great interview too, Clyde. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I was doing my best. I mean, just like, what do you do? What do you do? Like I'm just a guy in my garage talking to people, and I get put in the position to talk to this legend, right? And like, he's going to go down in Canadian history as like a legend. And I'm just a guy in my garage. And he's like, "Hey, I want to talk to you." You know, oh, what? Okay. And then, you know, you try to prepare to that. Try to prepare that. That's something else. So here I am. But hey, Juggers was in the news this week. I did a video talking about McJuggernuggets. Jimmy McJuggernuggets putting himself in the news for being kind of an idiot. Anyway, here he is. Jimmy McJuggernuggets. Gas, groceries, and rent prices are skyrocketing. Tell us something we don't know. How about maybe don't do that to us so often, Jimmy? While New Democrats are fighting to put people before corporate profits, the Liberals refuse to take action to help Canadians. Will stop voting with them. End your coalition. And the Conservatives, well, they're busy protecting the profits of their well-connected friends. And I'm not coming to the aid of Conservatives because I think the Conservative Party needs huge reform, but they're, at least in the Parliament, they're voting for the things that I want them to vote for, right? And they're tabling bills for the things that I want them to vote for. They're against this Bill C-11. They're against continuing mandates and all that stuff. So what does Jimmy McJuggernuggets have to say here? He fills it in and puts in another tweet. New Democrats are working for everyday Canadians, not the super rich, which is why we understand Canadians need help now, not in a few months. So, okay, anything that he's putting forward, which is tax billionaires, right? Do you think that's going to give us relief right now? Jimmy McJuggernuggets, tell me that you think that that's going to give us relief right now. Don't think so. Don't think so. Even if your theory, your grand theory of everything, your big toe, which you put in your mouth the other day, and then took that out to put another one. Yeah, you had foot and mouth syndrome coming up here. We'll see this, but even if your theory of everything actually worked, it would take time for that to take place. Where just eliminating taxes that are burdensome on the Canadian public, like maybe the carbon tax, maybe the HST GST, maybe the VAT tax, maybe some of these taxes on the things like food and fuel would actually aid in helping out Canadians immediately, not some platitudes for going after the uber rich, the uber duper, super duper uber rich. What are you pulling a Bernie Sanders? I'm going after the billionaires, the millionaires and billionaires. We're going to get them all. Wait, Bernie, we're going after the millionaires? Well, okay. Well, not the millionaires anymore because I got me into that group. And so we're going to just go after the billionaires and the Koch brothers and the the big guys, the guys that have all the goodies, because that's the ideology of the Marxist is gimme what you got. I want what you got. I say it a lot. Wasn't that a tune that just came out recently? That should be the Jimmy Juggers theme song for his next campaign run. I want what you got. I say it a lot. Yeah, you sure do. Anyway, moving on, Jimmy McJuggernuggets, the struggles of Canadians, the Canadians are facing are nothing to laugh about in Parliament. You have the Liberals finding all the excuses in the world not to help, and me voting alongside them all the way, of course, with his coalition. And you have the Conservatives who laugh when we talk about Canadians struggling to feed their families. Shame. Absolutely. How absolutely dare you? How absolutely dare you? Here's what he had to say, because it's just shameful. Shame.
Mr. Speaker, 1 out of every 4 Canadian in this country is going hungry because they cannot afford their groceries. At the same time, corporations are making record profits. They're breaking record after record. Our plan is to tax the excess.
So they're all laughing because is what he's talking about is just ludicrous.
I'm going to ask the honourable member to start from the top so that we can all hear his question. The honourable member for Burnaby South.
So the reason why they're all laughing is because McJuggernuggets here has shot down every effort to get rid of the carbon tax. He shot down every effort to get rid of any sort of taxation that is hurting Canadians right now. He has absolutely destroyed any effort with the Trudy McJuggernuggets coalition, which is a majority, and they're all going. But he's saying tax the billionaires. Tax the billionaires. This is gonna fix everything. When actually, if you you could tax the heck out of billionaires. What's gonna happen? The prices are all gonna rise further. We got enough inflation as it is. Why don't we just add more taxes to the already burdensome bills everyone else has got? Juggy McBooger Nuggets. Come on, you guys are hilarious in the chat. Oh, this is great. So, yeah, that's why they're laughing. Because his idea, like, this is the most ludicrous thing to say. I mean, does he even believe the crap that he spews? Does he even believe his own BS? So yeah, they start laughing. And of course, he did this edit. So he's like, laughter you hear is from the conservative MPs laughing at Canadians who are hungry. Of course. And then he comes up with his very best. How absolutely dare you? How absolutely dare you?
I just mentioned that Canadians are hungry, and I hear laughter in the chambers. Yeah. They should be ashamed of themselves. Ashamed of themselves.
How absolutely dare you?
Groceries, while corporations are making record profits and are responsible for 1/4 of the inflation that Canadians are experiencing.
Wait, are grocers making that much money? Are grocers like, oh, those greedy grocers? they're so greedy, it's gross. The greedy grocers of Canada, you know. Is that what he's getting at? Are these the record profits? Or maybe, or just maybe, there's a food shortage going on right now. And and maybe that's not the reason for the greedy grocers wanting more money for that. Is that a thing? Is that a thing? Greedy grocers. Oh, it's gross. It's gross. But, you know, what was it? Didn't they just give like a big subsidy for Loblaws and some other grocers to have like refrigeration put in so they didn't have to pay out of pocket? I think that was a thing. So the taxpayers paid for that, and then now the greedy grocers are coming in and getting record profits because they didn't have to pay for their freezers. They got greedy grocer pockets. It's just comical, man. This is why they're laughing.
Our plan is to tax the excess profits of these corporations and put the money directly into the pockets of Canadians who need it. When will this government stop protecting the...
You know how you put money directly in the pockets of Canadians? Get your freaking mitts out of the pockets of Canadians. Get your mitts out of the pockets of Canadians. Get out of our pockets. That's how you get money in our pockets. Is by getting out of our pockets. Oh my goodness. This is like really, really hard for me to stomach even listening to this guy talk. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
Wealth of these corporations and start standing up for families who need help right now.
Whoa. Call this number and tell him how much of a fathead idiot he is. You need to be investing in your McJuggernuggets. That's what you need. Oh, my whole face is orange now. I look like a... Oh, I got the Oompa Loompa thing happening. I need to get off that page. Ladies and gents, that was fantastic. That was fantastic. We've gone extra long this live stream. We're going on like 2.5 hours now. I've been having so much fun. You guys are a blast to hang out with. But I'm definitely going to have to cut it off because I do want to spend some time and hang out with people in the Discord. So what I'm going to have to do is go to the boys' room, relieve myself because I drank this whole soda water, and then I'm gonna go get me a couple of wobbly pops and then hang out in the Discord. That is what's gonna happen at this point in time. And holy cow, you guys have been the greatest. This stream, absolutely fantastic, generous, amazing community. You guys are great. Thank you so much for all the super chats. Much appreciated. All the support is welcome for for this. I don't even know what to say. But other than that, I have a great time. I love these. I love the Friday night streams because it's a great opportunity for me to give back to you guys as a community. Honestly, you guys watch my videos. The videos are great, a great way to support the channel, but you're keeping it happening and you're keeping things going. So I can put together a few stories in the morning, but then I can have these long, more drawn out chats with you guys and talk at more length about some of the stories that I put out, as well as touching on other ones, like getting into all kinds of wacky stuff, like the government of British Columbia recommending glory holes that we touched on tonight. I touched on as a metaphorical term in this sense. I didn't actually touch it. I'd be going in for disinfection after, which if that were the actual case. But hey, we talk about all kinds of fun stuff here in the live streams, and I appreciate you guys all coming to hang out and chat. And we're going to be hanging out in the voice chat in the Discord community. If you're not already a member of the Discord community, the link is, as always, down in the description down below. So you'll always find it in the description of every one of my videos that I put out. Come join the community. Come hang out, and we'll talk about all kinds of fun stuff, like how we're going to save this beautiful country that we are watching our politicians wash down the drain for personal profits. We shall do what we can and discuss lots of that in the chats. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys and actually chatting with you. So join in and fight the fascists, the actual fascists, not like Antifa. I don't know what the hell those guys are thinking. Anyway, but thank you so much for tuning in. Had a blast, and we'll see you in the next one. We'll see you in the next video. We'll see you in the next live stream.